Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Tuesday, December 20th, 2016. I'm Fredicia Liebert. The St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services Nevis Division held a Fire Officer of the Year Award ceremony earlier today at the Nisbet Plantation Beach Club. Chairman of the ceremony and Acting Deputy Fire Chief Abdias Samuel outlined the purpose of the awards ceremony.
The Nevis Division of the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services has decided to introduce the Firefighter of the Year Award to award officers in recognition of the different yet equally valued contributions he or she makes to the job and the community. The awards that will be presented here today will be given to fire officers below the rank of fire substation officers who best exemplifies the positive characteristics of a member of the fire service and who has a notable record of service and achievements.
Samuel also announced the Most Improved Officer of the Year. This award was presented by Fire Station Officer Lennox Griffin and family member of Eulalie Williams, Diana Richards.
The officer who was nominated for this award was none other than Fire Officer Etienne Gilbert of the Van Samre Fire Heart.
Most Productive Officer was presented by Divisional Fire Officer David Stapleton and General Manager of the Nevis Air and Seaports Authority, Oral Brandy.
The officer who was selected to be the most productive officer for 2016 Nevis Division of the St. Kitts Nevis Fire and Rescue Services is none other than Fire Officer Nigel Brown.
The Most Disciplined Officer Award was presented by Fire Substation Officer Alfred Willett and Jeanette Grell Hull.
The officer nominated as the Most Disciplined Officer of the Nevis Division for the St. Kitts Nevis Fire and Rescue Services again is none other than Mr. Etienne Gilbert.
The Most Outstanding Officer of the Year Award was presented by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security Osmond Petty, Island Manager for Delta Petroleum Sharon Hobson, and General Manager for Nisbet Plantation Beach Club Tim Thule.
And that officer, by virtue of the committee, was nominated as the Most Outstanding Officer of the Nevis Division for 2016, and the Firefighter of the Year for the Nevis Division is none other than Fire Officer Kenneth Doyle.
Petty spoke on behalf of Prime Minister the Honorable Timothy Harris.
I want to congratulate the four awardees. Fire Officer Kenneth Doyle, the Most Outstanding Officer of the Year. Fire Officer Elton Gilbert, the Most Disciplined Officer. Fire Officer Nigel Brown, the Most Productive Officer, and Fire Officer Etienne Gilbert, the Most Improved Officer. We must always recognize that firefighting is essential to public safety, putting out fires and responding to other dangerous situations. We are all aware that firefighting can be a very high-risk and stressful job, and it is therefore essential that we give due recognition to fire officers who display high-quality performance.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Osmond Petty. The Alexandra Hospital held its annual Christmas program yesterday, Monday, 19th December, at the hospital grounds. Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Judy Nisbet, stated that the healthcare on Nevis has made great strides.
We have strengthened our immunization program with the introduction of the birth dose of hepatitis B. And we are just one of two islands in the immediate region that has introduced birth dose hepatitis B. And also, we have successfully started the transition from oral polio to injectable polio vaccine. Both of these internationally accepted best practices. Through the valiant efforts of our nurses, we have not seen for the past 10 years any mother-to-child transmission of syphilis or HIV on Nevis. We now await the validation process by the Pan American Health Organization so that we could be officially certified as having eliminated these two diseases mother-to-child transmission of these two diseases.
Minister of Health, the Honorable Mark Brantley, was also present at the program. He expressed his gratitude for the partnerships forged for the betterment of the health sector.
Just to point out, for example, the healthcare professionals who come to provide our eye care service. And I mention them because they've been coming now for over a decade. 20 years, I'm told, so 2 decades. And they've come and it's free. And these are people who offer their service to the people of Nevis. And I am very, very pleased when I hear, even when I go to St. Kitts, colleagues over there saying that they come to Nevis for cutting-edge, state-of-the-art eye care. And we also have groups and organizations such as the Nevisions in South Florida, Hearts and Hands in New York, those in Canada, those in the UK, that continue to contribute in a tangible way, sometimes sending bits of equipment, testing strips, and things that maybe when we come we take for granted, but obviously which take the burden of supplying that off the government. And so I want to thank all who continue to contribute. I'm very happy that the staff, the administration staff here have once again decided this year to put on this Christmas program. It is my hope that you all have a wonderful time, that you have a wonderful Christmas season, and that whatever we do in our eating and our drinking and our enjoyment, that we remember, as Pastor Maynard has said, the reason for the season.
The program was chaired by matron of the Alexandra Hospital, Aldris Pemberton Diaz, and was filled with various song and poem renditions. Still to come, Minister Liebert says more work for local service providers in 2017. The details after this break.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.
Welcome back. The Nevis Water Department will continue to upgrade water distribution systems on Nevis in 2017 with planned pipe upgrades in the Brown Hill area and other parts of the island. Honorable Troy Liebert, Junior Minister in the Ministry of Communications, Works and Public Utilities, said at a recent sitting of the Nevis Island Assembly that the upgrades would be done in conjunction with the Public Works Department, who will be engaged at the same time in road works.
This will coincide with works to be carried out by the Public Works Department on the Brown Hill Road Rehabilitation Project. Mr. President, they will also be fully engaged in pipe upgrades in the Shaw's Road area, and this will be in conjunction with works to be carried out on the Shaw's Road Rehabilitation Project. Indeed, Mr. President, these piping networks, we expect them to go along Shaw's Road, up, I think it's Goes Hill, you call it, Alexis? Up to Goes Hill, all the way up to Fountain.
In addition, the department hopes to bring relief to consumers in areas experiencing low or no water pressure. Minister Liebert described the project as an ambitious but necessary one. He explained that one of the reasons for expanding the Nevis Water Supply Enhancement Project by expanding the transmission mains, the second phase of which will commence in 2017, is to facilitate all the upgrades. The minister said the larger pipes would carry more flow as opposed to the smaller pipes, which result in low pressure which affect consumers who live in higher elevations. Minister Liebert also used the opportunity to commend the NWD for their service in 2016.
The Water Department has worked hard in 2016, and they will continue to work hard in 2017, and we will be there to support them. I want to commend the manager of the department and the staff of the department, and I want to encourage them to keep on doing what they're doing, keep on striving to improve.
Meantime, Minister Liebert stated that laying water mains is labor and equipment intensive and told local service providers they should prepare to take advantage of the opportunities that would become available when the Nevis Water Department's projects begin in 2017.
And it has been the policy of this government, Mr. President, that wherever possible, that we utilize as much of our local equipment providers, our local truckers, and our local laborers as possible. And what I have just outlined here for 2017 is a lot of work on the water side. And so our local service providers can look out in 2017 because the water department will have a lot of work going on and a lot of work for them.
Junior Minister of Communications, Works and Public Utilities, the Honorable Troy Liebert. The Gingerama Kaiser King for 2016-2017 is Prince Akido. Prince Akido won from a field of 7 Calypsonians, amassing a total of 254 points for his song dubbed Gingerama Recover.
Thank God. Thank you, Father. People jumping again. We parading, my friends. Calypsonian like me. Making merry. Vendors smiling again. All the money to spend. We still say, Amen, Amen. Gingerama active again. Amen, Amen. So thank you, Father. Gingerama recover. From the coma.
First runner-up spot went to Erwin, who got a total of 216 points with his song Don't Condemn the Youths. Third place went to Princess Kayla, who scored 200 points with her song Sorry for Them. The 4 other participants were Adower, Sweetest, Singing Divi, and TJ. The Calypso show was held on Saturday, 17th December at the Gingerama Village at Cronies House. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liebert. Thank you for viewing.